Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today, you don't have to buy pretzels. You can make soft, yummy, yeasty pretzels in your own kitchen. And you know what? It doesn't take that long. It's a little bit of a procedure, but they don't have to rise for long. It's sort of cool and it's delicious, and you get your kids involved and your Uncle Harry and your dog involved because they're so good and they're so easy and fun to make. But before we get started, I want you to click that notification button because I want you to become a subscriber. I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos. They're pretty awesome. And more importantly, I love having you with me in my kitchen. It's like having a friend baking with me. It's a lot of fun. So, soft pretzels are so easy to make. So the first thing we have to do is make a dough. The dough is made with bread flour. 3 cups of bread flour has a higher protein content, will produce a lot more gluten. So we get not necessarily super chewy pretzels, but they'll be chewier than, let's say, a flaky pie crust. So it has a higher protein content and less starch content. And when you add water, you create what's known as gluten, this sort of protein matrix, almost looks like a spider web, and it actually holds everything together and gives it strength and structure. That's what it does for all dough. And we do want a little bit of gluten formation in most of our baked goods, some more than others. Pretzels, we want a little more. So I have 3 cups of the bread flour. I am going to add 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar, all right? And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant active yeast. That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger yeast. It's got more bang for the buck. So it's tinier little yeast granules, and they don't need to be proofed. You don't have to put them in warm water and wait 5 minutes. We don't have time for that. We want pretzels now. So you take 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant, the fast rising yeast, and you can put it right in with your flour, right in there. And don't assume it's just 1 pack. Some packs have a teeny bit less than others, and I tend to remeasure myself. I'm going to go get a whisk, and we're going to whisk this up. And yes, I could do it with my paddle, but we're not using the paddle today. So I am just going to whisk this up in my electric mixing bowl. And I want to make sure the yeast and the brown sugar are evenly distributed, also the salt. All right, so once that's done, we put our yeast down, or our whisk down, and we're going to put our dry ingredients on the motor for the electric mixer. And we're going to use our hook attachment because we're not really have a lot of mixing to do, really. We're just going to have a few minutes of it. So what I'm going to do is I have 1 1/2 cups of 110-degree Fahrenheit water. So you don't have a thermometer, don't worry about it. If you can stick your finger in it and you feel you would be comfortable bathing in that water, of course you wouldn't. It's perfect. And you're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Put it right in with the water. And then you're going to add this to your flour mixture. And this is going to get the yeast going. Remember, yeast is a microscopic living organism, all right? You don't want to think about it too much because it's like, what? I'm eating a microscopic living organism? You are, it's fine. And they give their lives for you so you can have high quality yeast spreads. It's wonderful. Now, we're just going to let this dough hook sort of knead this and get this together for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. I usually do closer to 3. Then you're going to finish it kneading it on your work surface. So make sure you get a nice work surface, clean work surface ready to go. And we're just going to let that go for a minute or so. And then we're going to sort of dump it out on here. And I have my dough scraper so I can use it to help me knead if it's a little wet. And I also have my bowl scraper so I can get all the good stuff out of the bowl. All right, so I can feel it going around. I can feel it and I can see it. Everybody's getting happy in that bowl with that hook going. That's what the job of the dough hook is. Not to be a pirate, although that would be great, but this is actually to cause kneading to occur. Kneading will encourage gluten formation, all right? So I've been talking and it's been kneading and I think we're there. So I'm going to take this dough hook off. All right. And you can see what it looks like here. All right. Nice dough. Little wet, but nice. You are a nice dough. And you're going to make beautiful pretzels. So we're just going to clean off this dough hook. If you have a little bit of oil on your fingers or even a little tiny, tiny bit of water, you can even do it with your fingers instead of the rubber spatula, but I'm just going to use my spatula. My spatula, my rubber spatula. I love my rubber spatula. All right. Almost as much as mascara. All right, so we're going to get our rubber spatula away, and then we're going to use our bowl scraper. Our bowl scraper is flexible and can go in the bowl, unlike the bench scraper. And we're just going to go around, and we're just going to take this whole yummy blob and put it right there, okay? Right there. And we're going to knead it a little bit more, just for a minute or two, and you'll see. You don't have to do too much kneading. It looks very nice. It feels sort of like, I'm gonna say something. I don't want you to take any offense to it. It feels like your butt cheeks on the outside. It feels sort of soft and squishy, unless you have buns of steel. So I'm gonna knead this really, really nicely. See it? I'm just kneading it. Use the palm, and I'm just pushing it until it's elastic and smooth like your butt cheek. Okay, because that's what it reminds me of. I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. It's true. All right. You should be so lucky to have a butt cheek that looks like this dough. It's beautiful. All right. So now, what did I tell you? It doesn't take that long. We are going to take our electric mixing bowl, and we're just going to give this dough a 10 to 15 minute rest. And I'll see you back to shape our pretzels. So my pretzel dough has been resting for about 10 to 15 minutes, and let's have a peek, shall we? Oh, it's beautiful. And we are now ready to shape our pretzels, and then we are going to make a beautiful baking soda solution, because in the commercial pretzel industry, what they do is they make a lye solution with water, and it's food grade lye. Lye is sort of very, very caustic and can burn, but it's food grade. We're not doing that. Don't worry, don't shut off this video. We are actually going to be making a baking soda solution, a sweetened baking soda solution with brown sugar. All right, so in order to shape these, we're going to cut in half. I've shaped the dough into a circle before we even let it rest. So here we go, and it's a little soft and sticky. Try not to add any flour. Try not to add anything to it. If you must, and you feel like you cannot work with this one more second, you can put a little bit of olive oil in a little cup and just dampen the fingertips and just sort of get it on there, okay? But do not add flour. We want nice, soft pretzels. Now you're gonna cut each half into half again, and that would make quarters. Right? So I'm doing that. And then I'm going to take each quarter and I'm going to cut it into thirds, because we are going to be making 12 moderately sized. They're going to be not huge, but they're scrumptious pretzels. So I'm going to cut each quarter into thirds. All right. And I'm going to put this one on the side. I'll do it after. I want to shape a few for you. And then I will finish these. And what I want to do is roll each to about 12 inches, like a rope, like a snake, a rope, whatever you want to call it. And this is where the kiddies come in and say, "Oh, can I help?" And you say, "Yes, yes, wash your hands and get ready." And I have I just oiled or sprayed a nonstick cooking spray, but I lined it with some wax paper. We're not going to bake it on that, but we're just shaping them because we have to boil them for about 30 seconds. So we're going to go over to the stove to do that once we're ready. This is just our holding tank, okay? But if you notice, it was quick, 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 okay? Quick, 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 quick. Very, very easy, easy peasy. And it's actually a very, very easy way to do this. All right, so we have at least 12 inches. You can make them a little bit thicker or, a little thicker, a snake or a rope, or a little bit longer. Mine's about 14 inches. I'm going to make a U, all right, like a happy face, okay? So we're going to make a U. And then right near the ends, not too close to the ends, but right near the ends, you're going to crisscross it, okay? Then you're going to do it again. Okay, you're going to crisscross it again like that. And then you're going to pull, not pull, but just gently bring it up to the bottom of the U and gently press in. Not too much, but we just don't want it to come apart in the baking soda solution. So while it's swimming in the baking soda solution, we don't want to do it. We don't want to have them fall apart. You see how pretty? Pretzels, how nice. And we're going to put them on our greased wax paper, okay? And I have, near my stove, I have a pot ready to go to be heated up, and we'll talk about it when we're ready. And I have 2 sheet pans lined with parchment paper that I have greased. So let me show you how to do a few more, all right? So again, smile, right? Put that down. You can do it either way, any way you want to do it. Give it a flip, a crisscross, all right? Do it one more time, and then take your little ends and flip them. They almost look like bunny ears, and then flip them up. And you don't have to use anything to stick them, no egg wash, nothing like that. Just gently push down so that they hold on, all right? Again, another gorgeous little pretzel. And these will rise a little bit. You'll see them puff up a little bit in the baking soda solution, and then they will rise a little bit more in the oven. They're not huge, they're just delicious, okay? And if you would like, you can, like I said, make 6 instead of 12. All right, so I'm going to continue forming these, and I will see you in order to make the baking soda solution in a little bit. Ready to make our baking soda solution. So this is going to give the beautiful texture that most pretzels are loved for, that brown, that mired reaction happening with the proteins and the sugars. So we're going to take 9, and also the texture of the pretzel. So 9 cups of water, 9 cups of water brought to a boil. We have 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I like dark brown sugar because it's going to give a nice color and add to that beautiful color. Now watch, 1/2 cup of baking soda. All right, we're just going to stir it. We're just going to stir it. You can do this off the heat. And then you're now ready to take your pretzels one by one, and you're going to dip them in and give them a 30-second bath. That's going to get that beautiful pretzel texture and that nice, sort of a nice color to it. And I only do about 3 at once. And you're going to get a spider or some slotted spatula that will get them out of this situation, this bath. And you're going to put them on a parchment-lined sheet pan that's been sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. After about 15 seconds, we're going to rotate our pretzels, all right, for a total of 30 seconds. You don't want to do more. And then you're going to flip them back and put them on the parchment-lined sheet pan that's been greased, so it'll make it easier for them to come off after they're baked. And you'll see, and they puff up because you have yeast in here, and the heat's already activating that yeast. Look how beautiful. I usually put 6 on a sheet pan. All right, 6 on a sheet pan. You a big sucker. Look at you. All right, I'm going to put my other ones in here. All right, I'm putting them in. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to salt them. We have a 400-degree preheated oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, preheated, and we are going to bake these for about 12 to 15 minutes, but we're going to salt them first. I have special pretzel salt, or you can use kosher salt. You do whatever you feel that you would like to do. And I'm going to flip them. All right, again, no more than about 30 seconds. All right, and this also creates that skin, that gluten skin that pretzels are known for. It's got that special flavor and that special taste. And this is what helps. This is what helps. There's nothing like the baking soda or the lye solution that is created commercially, but we're playing it safe. We're doing baking soda. Look at this big boy. Look at you. Look at you. All right, we're going to put them on here. And then we are going to salt them and put them right in the oven. All right, so I'm going to put a little pretzel salt all over. Put as much on as you would like. They tend to have quite a bit on there. And it will stick because they're coming right out of the water. So don't hesitate to just scatter the salt on there. It will definitely stick. And if somebody doesn't like as much salt, you can make a special pretzel for them, or they're on a low sodium diet. And then these go in the oven 12 to 15 minutes until they're golden brown, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. See you back. Are you looking at these gorgeous soft pretzels fresh out of the oven? Brown, salty, yummy, and yeasty and soft and delicious. No breaking a tooth on these. These are awesome. I hope you make these easy soft pretzels, and I want to hear about it, and I really want you to become a subscriber, and I will see you next time.